Hello, UAB Urology. Thank you so much for joining me for September 2nd today for our Monday Momentum updates. It is Tuesday, and I hope everybody had a great long weekend for Labor Day. I remember growing up that you could be not in school until after Labor Day, and that's how you knew school was going to start. But in Alabama, it's different. So all the kids have been in school for over a month already, and hopefully everybody got together to do something fun on Labor Day weekend. In our service segment, so a couple exciting things. So Karishma Gupta starts this week. She'll be our second faculty joining the section of academic community urology. So these are faculty who are coming here from community practice. Karishma's been in practice for about 2 years. Dustin Hyatt's already been here for about a month, has been in practice for about 10 years. And these are the folks who are going to come and bring us really insight into what it takes to be a community practice doc and also be great mentors, teachers, and role models for our trainees to provide really cool and interesting ability for us to do different things within academic urology and also show us how do we bring our urology out into the community, into the streets of Birmingham and beyond in the communities of Alabama where we need to serve. So Karishna Gupta is starting this week. She's terrific. Come by and say hello to her. So if you don't recognize the face, Dr. Gupta will be roaming around and getting oriented. Jordan Favors has also accepted a role as program manager one in the department, and she's going to be awesome. She's currently coming to us from the Department of Biology, and she has a huge wealth of knowledge of how things work at UAB. She's going to be a terrific team member, and she joins the academic staff on September 15th. So please keep an eye out for that, and we'll give some more information as that date draws nearer, so about 2 weeks from now. And just as a heads up for people all around, St. Vincent's call now, we've been taking that since July 23rd. Faculty have been taking primary calls, so answering phone calls and kind of ironing out all the bits and corners to make that a smooth system. And we're kind of getting to a point where things are getting close to being able to having residents in place, and those conversations are ongoing, which has been great. So I just want to say thank you to the residents for engaging these discussions and trying to help us out, figure out a system and a structure that will involve rotations for residents as well as APPs. So super excited about that. Stay tuned for more information. In the discovery bit, I'll just draw attention to the near arrival of Wilfred Wu. So Dr. Wu is joining our faculty, coming here from Case Western. He is a urogeneticist, which means that he is a person who is board certified as a urologist and then went on to get additional training to get a PhD in genetics and molecular biology, and then did clinical training in clinical genetics. And he's been a faculty at Case Western, where he's run a urogenetics program. And as he's been preparing for his arrival to UAB Urology, we've been engaging in some great conversations about how do we do enhanced genetics research across multiple diseases, which is super exciting. Last week, he joined Dr. Kazumi Taguchi, Ferris, Vicente, a couple of people on the team, a couple of our postdocs in the lab, Han Eckenrode and Bing Bo, to talk about genomics collaborations with Nidhi Limdi. And Dr. Limdi actually runs the population-based genetics program here at UAB, and it was a terrific conversation. So I would just say in the discovery space, as people think about ideas within genetics, precision medicine, how we can build programs and cross-collaborate, genetics is going to be a really interesting space for us to be able to explore and do great projects. So I'll put that on people's radar now. And as you think of ideas, have conversations because we've got some really amazing people in the genetic space who are already doing work here. I'd call out Dr. Sunil Sudarshan, Dr. Jed Ferguson, Dr. Kyle Wood, who are already doing some really cool work in genetics. And we're going to have even more opportunities in the future as kind of people come on board. In our Inspire teaching mission, one update I'll give people to put on a radar. So Dr. Chris Barbieri is coming to us from Cornell. He's a world famous prostate cancer clinical researcher and surgeon scientist. He runs an amazing lab that does all sorts of precision medicine in prostate cancer, and he's been in Cornell, New York for a number of years. He's coming to visit next week. Thank you so much to Tim Boswell, to Katrina Edmonds, to Jed Ferguson, and Lorenda Howard for helping to organize these terrific visits from people from outside the enterprise. Dr. Barbieri is going to come for 2 days next Monday and Tuesday, September 8th and 9th. We'll have a dinner event for him. He's going to come and give a grand rounds on Tuesday morning and then spend time with some individuals on campus while he's here for his visit. It's a short visit, about 24 hours. So take advantage if you can. If you haven't reached out to Dr. Boswell and would like to meet with Dr. Barbieri and learn about prostate cancer or share your work that you're doing in hopes of building a collaboration, that'd be a great opportunity. And I hope people will make time. And I'm looking forward to seeing him on campus and sharing his knowledge and some great conversations. And the last bit, we'll turn to is our culture segment. And I'm going to just share with you something I came across on X, actually. And if you guys don't know about Adam Grant is a professor of organizational behavioral psychology, and he's at Wharton at Penn, and has had a fair following in social media. He's written some great books, Give and Take, a couple other ones about organizational behavior. And he's one of the people that I do follow on X. And one of the things that he pointed out this week was that there was a great article published. I'll leave the link inside the email to people so you can take a look at the abstract. It's in a journal called Emotion and was just published in August of 2025. And apparently, we don't subscribe to Emotion at UAB, but we'll work on trying to get the library to get a copy if people are interested. And the title of the article is Exploring the Effects of Pro-Social and Self-Kindness Interventions on Mental Health Outcomes. So it's a group in the Department of Psychology over at UCLA. And essentially, what the study did was during 2020, so this was the context of pandemic, they randomized people into three groups. So folks that just kind of went around their daily existence, folks that do pro-social intervention, and then people who were self-intervention, which means that do something kind for yourself every day, doing something kind for somebody else every day. That was the pro-social group. And in this group that was randomized to the pro-social group, that was about 777 people. What they found was that if you were in the self-intervention, so you did something kind for yourself, not necessarily for anybody else, their ratings, their self-reported ratings of depression were decreased, but it didn't really change their ratings of anxiety or loss of control relative to others around them in the control group. But people in the pro-social group, so people who actually were outwardly kind, they took a moment out of their day to be kind to somebody else. Those folks actually seem to have both decreased feelings of anxiety, depression, and also seem to do better as a overall well-being score in the surveys that they sent out. And I think what's interesting about that, we've talked a little bit about this in a couple of our culture segments, is that it can bring kind of together the concepts that we've been discussing around, what does it mean to have a great culture in the department? What does it mean to think about well-being? And what does it mean to be empathetic? And if we think about this paper, I think it's pretty cool because what it shows is that, if you are outwardly kind, if you take a moment to be empathetic in your day, to show kindness to others around you, it not only helps you, it also helps the team function. So it kind of weaves all those things together, which I thought was a really cool highlight in a paper that was published very recently. So one of the things I might offer up as kind of a practical thing is, as we come on board and we have new people and we also have people that have been around for a long time, these are moments where if there's somebody who, they look confused in the hallway or they're sitting, sometimes I remember doing this when I first arrived here at UAB, I'd be sitting in my desk kind of staring off to space. It was only because I'd forgotten how to do something like log into a computer, or I'd forgotten how to write an order when I was in the clinic, or how I was supposed to get from this building to the other building where my next meeting was. So if you see somebody and you might have the ability to offer them a moment of empathy or kindness, say, hey, I noticed you have that blank look on your face. Is there anything I can help you with, or how can I help you? That might be a moment where you can engage in a conversation and actually help one another to do our work better. Or if a person comes in and we're in the clinic together, and let's say there's an add-on patient and we have to do some type of intervention for that patient, like a catheter placement, and you might not be as busy as your colleague right across the hallway. And while they might have been assigned the catheter placement, if you've got a moment to say, hey, I can help you set up that room, that's a moment where you can both be kind and think of that as also a pro-social moment where, you should be proud of yourself for stepping out of your own lane and helping out a person who actually would benefit from that help of yours. And it both kind of helps us to create these open lines of communication and an open dialogue, help each other to do our work within a team environment to achieve all the things that we want to do, excellent patient care, achieve our culture and achieve our mission of serving, discovery, and inspiration. So how can we achieve all those things? But also, when you had that moment of kindness, celebrate it for yourself to say, hey, I did something good today. That was really nice. And maybe you're not going to get you might get a pat in the back or shaking the hand from the person that actually helped out. Your name might not be in a banner across the local newspaper, but it's a moment that you should be able to celebrate for yourself to say, hey, I did something kind today. And that feeling of connectedness is one of the things that was highlighted in the paper that, when people have this feeling of connectedness, it may be what drives folks to both feel like they're both being self-cared for, less depressed, less anxious, more motivated in the work that they do. So I thought I'd highlight that paper, point it out, take a look at the link, and wish everybody a great week, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.